Hello and welcome. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. This is going to be for the sign of Sagittarius, and as always, this is a Life Path 33 reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm going to look at like your light and dark shadow, highest timeline for your guides to offer insight, and just kind of see what else comes up. So I will be throwing some cards and we'll just kind of unpack the information accordingly. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Were you told in this lifetime that you will not get what you desire? Have you held steadfast into what it is you truly want, right? Have you laid it into the etheric realm through affirmations, right? Through working with your subconscious on your heart's desires? Have you held space for that counterpart to come in and do the same? Yeah, whatever. Was your old normal a depressed state of being? Did you step into the vibration of love, right? Did you know that with this renewal of like self-love, right? Of like the inner peace, of the serenity, of the magic within self, you are activating a different gateway. They're showing me like, blueprints. Thank you. Yeah, it's like I just started seeing all these lines. It's kind of like there's a preparation that is starting to take place, right? That is knowledge and power, right? Of who your divine counterpart truly is. And through your flexibility, teachability, ability to fully like wade through the water of the pause, you are essentially releasing all the things that have been trying to hold you back, right? That have been trying to keep you in a state of stagnation, of a state of like what's coming next, right? And as you moved into what's coming for me is exactly what is meant for me, right? Exactly what I see is what I saw, and I'm not changing my view or my desire of like what is my highest timeline, right? And then as living in as it is done, you are essentially activating your telepathic communication, right? Your inner sonar is being activated within 7 days, they said. There will be an opening, right? There will be a doorway that will open that you've been holding space for your divine counterpart. And that is... Yeah, it was your commitment to the contract that you were supposed to have. It's kind of like you kept meeting karmic people. I'm sorry. It's horrible. I've been there. I've done that. And the universe, they just said to just like, this is going to be like the end of like these cards. It's the universe, the memories of Atlantis, the Akashic Stargates, and your greatest work, your legendary legacy, right? And when you stepped into this Sagittarius, you essentially said to the universe, I am a teachable student. Because when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? And it could be somebody you've always known, but all of a sudden, like the avenue of wearing that different hat, different frequency, it activates something in you that allows you to step into your gatekeeper energy, that it's like changing or tuning the channel. And oh, that's so funny. They're showing me like a student, right? And as the student is giving words of affirmation or appreciation or reverence, right? It's not like oh my God, this is my guru. Oh, everything is, it's not like that, right? It's more like there is an appreciation to the evolvement that's been taking place, and understanding that you are just as strong as your teacher, right? And through that acknowledgement, there's this connection that like to spirit, to the animals, to like the sonar of the universe, right? You're essentially reattuning, realigning with your highest desired outcome. And so through the tranquility of the allowance, through the in-between, right? Through that field of gray, you're increasing your knowledge and your awareness of your divine counterpart, essentially activating within them what's needed to meet you on your highest timeline. Because in truth, like, the women have been at the work for like ever. And it could actually feel like this lifetime has been a lifetime of you just constantly learning, right? Being the sage, being the scribe, being the healer. And it's an arduous journey that one takes when they take this path, right? Kamala Devi. It says, held within Kali's protection. Your heart radiates peace, certainty, and beauty. Her grace melts frustration into inspiration, fatigue into replenishment, overactivity into effortless attraction. Kamala is the golden pathway of the divine protection of peace and contentment. She empowers your heart to receive with the same generosity, openness, grace that you express when you give. You are swiftly approaching sacred fruition. Yeah, it's kind of like that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And just as much as it is for the student, it is also for the teacher. Like, there is a unfolding, a lesson in that interaction that is taking place, right? It's kind of like putting down your swords. Like, the light in me sees the light in you. It's like, because you're in your heart center and you know your next steps, right? You are responding to your current reality completely different. And because you're in your heart center, you then know without a shadow of a doubt that the individual that you're speaking to is also operating out of their heart center. It's kind of like the universe is finally putting up, right? They're finally showing you like what you truly deserve in life. And it, like, life is imitating art. It's reflecting exactly where you are currently vibrating at. So that awareness is coming through. It says, Kali Mahamayam. When a situation becomes necessarily complicated or confusing to your heart, Kali Mahamaya arises spontaneously as a protective bearer of universal truth. It's that whole, like, people cannot lie to you. They can't tell you that your pathway is different than what you know to be your divine truth, right? They can give you confirmation, right? It's very interesting because they're actually reminding me of a friend who told me a story about how she went to go see a psychic, and the psychic essentially pushed her into fear. And my whole thing is this, is like, do we experience karma? Do we experience dharma? Do we experience contrast? Absolutely. But is it up to a psychic who is vibrating in a lower vibration to tell you anything in a negative formation, right? It's kind of like a you know your role. and you try to put somebody on their highest timeline. Because if you feed the fear, if you feed the negativity, if you feed the anguish, then you're just essentially pulling more of that into you. And a true transmitter is going to readjust your tuner so that you do get onto a higher timeline. It's not negating the fact that you've been through shit, right? We've all been through it. We all have different variations, and it's, you go on and on and on. But like the thing is like, are you living there? What are you currently co-creating in your current reality? And like, what are you feeding? What beast are you feeding? And that's like going to be your greatest work, right? Of how you starved the beast, how you starved like your triggers in that process. And so like, ultimately, her revelations shall lead you beyond that which that is deceptive. It's funny because I wanted to say decipher. Or not right for you, right? So like, who's been fucking with your discernment is pretty much what the card is saying. Like, who has been like buzzing in your ear, trying to tell you it's a higher self, or trying to tell you it's a medium, or trying to tell you, that you are a medium and you're hearing spirits, right? And those spirits are essentially like where you are vibrating at. If you are on a high flying disc and you've done all the work and you've cleared all the energy bodies and you are just like a manifesting machine, right? Because in truth, like, you don't have to do all of those things to be a manifester, to have things go your way, right? You can reflect the matrix and pretend to be fake nice, right? You can, and you can get accomplishments. But that's not where you vibrate, and that's not what you're trying to accomplish in this process, right? Your job is to understand like where you still have contrast, where you still believe yourself to be unworthy, right? To find your true soul tribe, and the co-resonance, and understand, to getting back into the you deserve this. Like, you deserve like everything that your heart shifts as you step into your divine goddess. They just said take this one too. As you step into like what is for you, then your truths will be unveiled, right? Unveiled. The appearances of people are going to be like clear. Deceptive is going to stick out like a sore thumb. Like, your feelings are going to be your core indicators of like how you're feeling. Like, are you in anxiety? Are you in doubt? Are you in negativity? Like, is that coming projected from the individual you're dealing with, right? And then trust it. If you see a snake, then let the snake bite its own tail, right? Let the snake be a snake. You just give it enough rope so it can hang itself. Because again, you're clearing karma. You're clearing your karmic attachments to any of these people, places, and things that are no longer serving your highest timeline. And it's going to come at you in a bunch of different variations. And it's your job to pause in the moment, flip it on its ass, and then allow it to be processed, right? And it's the affirmations, like you being spiritual grace, but being pure. Pure at heart, pure at light. Allowing nobody to tint like your inner justice, your inner divine guidance, right? Releasing all of the guilt, the shame, the judgment, the fear, the not enough. And I think that ties back into like this bit, right? Allowing yourself, I think this is just summing up the entire reading. These are essentially like closing everything out. You stepping into your divine feminine energy, your divine beauty, and allowing your inner world to shine, right? Like, as you are in your heart, and leaving like what is, thanks. Your visions and you being present in the moment, right, is going to activate all of these things. Contrast, I guess. 1 and 1. Thank you. Okay, appreciate it. So, are you afraid of your relationship? Are you being triggered in your relationship? Are you living in fear, or is that your counterpart, right? Growth. I am growing through physical and emotional ascension symptoms. I need space and rest from a higher perspective. I am releasing old energy. The same divine energy flows in each of us. This energy is the catalyst to our reunion. Just need to allow this energy to work its magic, right? Like living in the end. Like, do you believe that there is a divine connection to you? When do you remember that the divine gave you that vision, right? Don't necessarily get stuck on the person, right? Get stuck on the story. Get stuck on the play. Get stuck on the vision of, if the face was blurred out, how would it unfold the same way, right? Would you still be in that divine love, that awe factor? And that's really, Sag, what you need to like hold on to is the whatever's going on in the jaw, stomach, and back, lower back specifically. Let's go ahead and release those energies. Because remember, like, if you have a divine soulmate, a twin flame, a true divine counterpart, like, as you're doing the work and you're dragging and towing that line, the other person is going to evolve with you. It's just the way the energy works, right? So I would say, like, open your door, put your armor of God in, go play, have your soul song, and see if your tribe can find you, right? They're not going to find you in your living room, so go out into the world, activate some souls, look in their eyes, do it without glasses. It's how the seed is planted. Be around as many people as humanly possible and see where you're compromising your blocks, your energetic frequencies, your armor, right? Where are you thinking you're not as powerful as you are? And write that stuff away. This is like, we're in new moon energy right now, right? Like, so, like, utilize that in your possibilities of what are and go bigger, right? Allow the rest to like release, get that vision into your true high self. And let that unfold, like, and do it with joy and bliss and playfulness and see what comes, right? So I'm going to leave that there. And if something in this resonates with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you would like a reading or a clearing, or to go into a journey and discover some past lives. It's all stuff I do. And I do have availability to have sessions. So everything's below. And until next time, be well. Ciao.